Okay, so yesterday's video I posted, I had a lot of fun creating that video. It was my top 10 most hated makeup products of 2020. So those are all products that I used and I didn't like for one reason or another. But today for this video, I kind of wanted to just roast some makeup that just looked awful, just looked terrible. Makeup launches that I'm so glad that I passed on. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. Let me know if there was any makeup releases that you were just like, huh? What? No. And comment that down below and we can discuss and we can chat. If you liked any of these products, keep in mind, I haven't used these. These are just ones that just looked no good and I saw a lot of bad reviews on too. By the way, if you are new to my channel, new to my face, my name is Ashley Ellix and I post cruelty-free, beauty-related videos and lifestyle videos. And if you want to get notified when I post more videos, just make sure your subscribe button is tapped. And if you are subscribed, make sure your bell is tapped so YouTube is more likely to notify you when I post videos. But if they forget to notify you, just come circle back on, check on your subscription tab and check it out because I'm sure I'm posting videos and YouTube is just the worst. So, okay, if you are ready to dive in and roast some makeup with me, then you're in the right place. And all you need to do now is sit back, hang tight, and keep on watching. Okay, what? First of all, Becca Zero Pigment Primer. What were they thinking? The whole Zero Pigment line. Oh my goodness. Okay, they almost had me. Let me know if they got you. Don't feel bad because the packaging looks beautiful. The concept sounds good in theory, but honestly, the only people that I really saw buying the Becca Zero Pigment Primer, Zero Pigment line were YouTubers to see if it was as stupid as it looked. And of the reviews that I saw, yeah, it looked pretty terrible. In general, I saw Wayne Goss's video and he was just dogging on it. Jen Loves Reviews, a few people that I was just like, yeah, I'm glad I passed. I almost bought it personally too, just to review it, just to find out for you guys. But I was like, you know what? This is such a gimmicky product. I think that YouTube will be flooded with reviews of this. And sure enough, it was. So I don't know if anybody else out there bought the line. If you have a high opinion of it, if you think that any of the products are good from the line, let us know. Let's share. I was hoping that the Zero Pigment foundation would be a good primer and you could just use it that way on a no makeup day, like a true no makeup day. But I believe Wayne Goss was even like, no, it like pills, it's not good. You can't use it as just a primer underneath other foundation. It just doesn't work. And even in these before and afters that I found last night when I was searching through for my list, I was like, okay, so the only difference of this foundation or primer, I don't know what to call it, pigment foundation, zero pigment, whatever, is that it looks like it mattifies the skin. So maybe it would like make your pores look nicer, right? Okay. But then they made this product like a gloss topper. So then you go back and you add the shine. It just doesn't make any sense. Okay. You know what it felt like? You know the story Emperor's New Clothes, okay? It felt like Becca thought that we were just gonna be like, oh, groundbreaking, we love it, because especially beginning of this year, maybe even still, like your skin is in, like having your skin but better, like doing that kind of vibe. It was totally what could be on trend. But then they sold us jelly water in a glass jar for $40-something. And it was just like, no, don't call it a pigment foundation. And nothing about that is a foundation. Nothing. Not even a primer. It's just a, what is it? What is it? Really? Come on. Thank you very much, Becca. It's a no for me. Okay, anybody else watch Shark Tank? Yeah, no? Okay. Okay, this one was a very disappointing release of 2020 and yeah. I was very excited for it, but then no. The Colourpop Candyland launch, and I know a lot of people are putting it in their worst of this year. I would have to agree, even though I didn't try it. The whole collection, it just all looked so meh. Colourpop is like on this really big pastel kick for this year. I mean, from what I noticed, it looked like they had a lot of pastel palettes, and they made Candyland one of them, and to me, I love Candyland, nostalgic Candyland. I feel like the colors are all so vibrant and rich and like reds and purples and the Candyland. But that palette did not do that. That collection didn't do that. It was just all pastel muted, and the outside packaging was cute enough, but the inside was just like, huh? What? If you're gonna do any kind of like collaboration, I feel like a lot of research should go into it from the brands and make sure that it really speaks true to the collab. Like, okay, I have a couple of collabs in my background right now. I have the Melt Beetlejuice collab displayed right there. They nailed it. It's such a Beetlejuice collection. I have the MCR collection, the Hip Dot My Chemical Romance one. That one looks like My Chemical Romance. But the Candyland one, not so much, okay? And you know what? I wasn't going to talk about this, but I decided I'm going to anyways. The Hello Kitty one that came out for one of their holiday launches. I love Hello Kitty, and the outside packaging is so cute, but I was really disappointed by the overall color story of that palette. The blushes, I'm still kind of considering picking one up, maybe if I see them on sale or something, because they look so cute. But the color story of the palette was just, I don't like it when it feels like, just get it out. Just, it'll sell because people like the thing, you know? And if you like the Hello Kitty collection, that's great. But to me, it was just like, I don't, you know, you're just relying on, I don't like it when a brand, but I just don't like it when a brand relies on the collab alone and there's no thought process that goes into it. And for me, Colourpop, it's so sad because I feel like they've come so far with collabs. Like, I love the Disney collabs, the princess collabs. I think they're all so beautiful and they're some of my favorite palettes. So for me, those were disappointing, Candyland and even the Hello Kitty one. Since we're talking about collabs, I'll just talk about this one right now. I was going to talk about it later, but I might as well do it right now. And this was one that when I put it on my Insta stories, like I was doing like a little question answer thing. Let me know what you think was the worst launches of this year. And I got a lot of this one. And it was like one of them that I didn't know if I was going to put on my list, but then I was like, yeah, let's talk. And some of you even told me ahead of time in a comment here or there on YouTube, like, Ashley, stay away from this collection. It's not good. And that's the Kylie Grinch collection. Okay, maybe I shouldn't say the collection. The palette in general just looks too dull, looks too muted for a Dr. Seuss Grinch, which is so bright and bam and green and red and Christmassy, that the palette just looked dull. It just looked flat. It just, again, it was relying on the collab to sell the product, and I don't like that. Gosh, and all of Kylie's like promotional pictures for it were so cute. I love all her ensembles and everything. I'm not a big Kylie fan or anything, but I just thought the collection looks so promising from the outside, the packaging. Once you open it up, There were a couple things that I thought actually looked really good, but nobody really talked about them, so I don't know how they ended up turning out. Lipsticks are just like a lipstick, you know, whatever. But there were like some shadow sticks or something. Some glittery looking things that looked really fun. But yeah, I mean, if we're talking about the palette, which I think most people that's what they would look at, it just looked a little too muted for what the Grinch is, in my opinion. I mean, all of this is my opinion, obviously, but yeah, now, okay. Let's talk about this for a second. Jeffree Star. Now, I'm gonna get some flack for this, I know, but basically I no longer purchase or support Jeffree Star and his products anymore, but that's not what we're gonna be talking about today. But I did feel strongly about this collection, so I felt like I needed to mention it, even though maybe this is a gray area, maybe I shouldn't talk about it because it's not a brand that I purchase anymore, but even if I was purchasing his cosmetics still, I would have passed on this one. That's why I feel like I should talk about it, because it was just, no, okay? So Jeffree Star's Orgy collection, I'm no prude, okay? I like things to be a little scandalous, a little risque, but there comes a point where it's a try-hard. I really felt like the collection was a try-hard. There, I said it, okay? And I feel better for saying it. I just felt like it was intense for the sake of being intense. It was just for shock value. It was just to be that way. Maybe I'm being biased. Maybe I just had like a bad taste in my mouth, but it was just something that was just like, it felt like shock value, you know? And I know all of his collections have a little bit of shock and stuff here and there, but it was just over the line. And I know that brands do things like that, but they like to keep it, I don't know, it's just not so in your face, I guess. And to me, when I looked at the inside of the palette, I was just kind of bored, and maybe that's because I'm not like big on neutrals. There are some neutrals that I have that I love, that I just think are gorgeous palettes, but that one was just kind of dull. And another here's the thing, for that massive of a neutral palette, I definitely think he was a little too late to the game for that, because Colourpop has already released all these massive, you know, neutral palettes, and they're beautiful and they perform well, and they're like a fraction of the cost. There's that. And then I was trying to think, okay, like as a makeup artist, like, you know, having all those neutrals would be good, but I can't imagine back when I used to do bridal parties and I would have the mother of the bride sitting there pulling out a palette that said orgy and had him straddling all over it. I just can't imagine that being appropriate. So it was just kind of like, where do I fit this in? You know, and no. And to me, it just felt like shock value alone. Like that's all he was going for, was just to be shocking, just to get people to talk. So yeah, not so much for me. Okay, this next product, I actually had it in my cart. I was gonna get it at the last minute. I was just like, no, I don't need it because this eyeshadow palette that I'm buying from the collection is already so expensive. The Natasha Denona Bronze Face Palette. So I have the eyeshadow palette. I love it. It's one of my favorites of this year, but the Face Bronze Palette, you guys, I'm so glad that I did not buy that, because I didn't even know all there was to know about it. It looked so pretty, it looked right up my alley, and at the last minute I was like, no, I'm trying not to buy face palettes so much, so I'm gonna hold off. I'll wait for reviews on that one too, and I'll see and maybe add it to my collection later. Well, I'm so glad I did. I didn't realize the Natasha Denona face palettes will usually have creams on the top and then powders on the bottom, so that was surprising to me, and I would have been really shocked had I gotten it. But not only that, I watched Jen Love's reviews on it, and yeah, you know, she doesn't speak highly of it either. It just looked so bad. She did swatches of it. It just looked off. It just looked like it missed the mark all around. It just did this weird thing on her face. And I looked at a couple other reviews after that and I'm like, wow, I am so glad I didn't buy that palette. It was very pricey. That's another one I'm surprised isn't on sale yet, because I just don't hear good things about it. Even the reviews on Sephora site just don't look so good. No, but if you got it, let me know if you like it. What if I am missing out? Oh, I have these FOMOs every once in a while. It's like, well, really, is it that bad? Is it? But maybe. Okay, so I also got a lot of feedback from you guys being disappointed from holiday launches of this year. So we talked about the Kylie Grinch holiday launch. That was a disappointment for a lot of us. But also the Tarte holiday launch. Okay, the Tarte holiday collection from last year, 2019, I thought was great. I love the Winter Wonderland palette. I still have it and use it. I know some people don't like the little interchangeable one thing, but I thought the quality was great and I do like the concept. I thought I was going to be traveling more this year and that would have come in handy, but that didn't happen. But overall, I just really liked the Tarte holiday collection from last year. I thought it was very well thought out. I thought it was fun. This year, it totally felt like Tarte was just like, whatever. Holidays suck this year. Nothing's gonna be the same. Just put a couple kits together and call it a day. And that's how I feel about Tarte holiday this year. I feel like that's the meeting that happened around the table, was just put out something, whatever. Because they had some palettes that they repackaged and put into 3, and then we're just like, here you go, here's a holiday thing. But it's like their most popular palettes I feel like people would already have, and they were popular like 3 years ago. It just seemed weird to me. And then they didn't come out with any like special set this year that was like exclusive. They just had like a lot of little package bundles, which is great if there are products that you love from Tarte that you want to get a package discount deal on. That is great, especially now that all the sales are going on, then you could get it really discounted. So check out those sales if there's anything that you want. But I was just disappointed in just the overall holiday release from Tarte, because it just didn't feel special or different at all. And that's what I like for holiday releases. I like the package. I like both, okay? I like the bundle deals where if you have things that you love or things that you can split apart and make little bundle gift sets for friends and family and stuff. But I also like those limited edition collections that just look Christmassy and beautiful and cute and pretty and just special. And they didn't have any of those this year, which I just thought was super odd. I hope that it was just because of 2020 and they were just like, whatever, we don't want to spend money. We know holiday won't sell as well, and just do what you gotta do. Maybe that's why. I don't know. Okay, the last product I think I want to talk about for this year is I couldn't believe it was this year. I thought this was last year's product, but then I was like, no, that was this year that I was disappointed. The teasers for the Urban Decay Ultraviolet palette, I was like, oh, Urban Decay's coming back. They're coming, they're listening. They know we want purple eyeshadow palettes. They know we were ready for that. It's Urban Decay. They are all about that purple. The ultraviolet purple is gonna be so good. And then they opened the palette and showed it, and it was like, not that. That's not it. That's not what I was hoping for. It was just, it fell flat. So many of these palettes that we're talking about just fell flat for me. It's Urban Decay. What happened to Urban Decay, man? I feel like, especially eyeshadow palettes, they were like revolutionary, groundbreaking. I'm thinking like Alice in Wonderland times when that was just like so cool. And then they have this beautiful ultraviolet palette that looks so pretty on the outside, and then you open it up and it's just bland. I don't know. I mean, it's a kind of a part of their Naked collection, so maybe they're just trying to keep it light and neutral, but the reviews that I saw of it wasn't very good. The swatches that I saw weren't very good. It's just geared toward one skin tone, and that alone, light skin tone, and it's just not what the people wanted. We wanted ultraviolet. It's called ultraviolet. If you have that one and you like it, let us know. Are we missing out? Is it really actually good? Because I really haven't heard much. I have still been tempted because I've seen it on sale a lot. I mean, I think it was 50% off. It might still be 50% off on Urban Decay's site, but like Urban Decay used to not put those palettes on sale. That says a lot. Okay, I think that's it for what I wanted to talk about today. Roasting some makeup that I'm just so glad I didn't buy, and I just thought was weird. And I hope they do better this coming year, because you know, there are a lot of makeup launches, a lot of makeup releases, and there's a lot of good things that came out, but dear makeup brands, don't put something out just because you feel like you have to. Dear makeup brands, don't collab with a company and then like a cult favorite thing and then make it lackluster, because we already have a lot of makeup and we want to make it count, because I cannot tape, you know, makeup onto my eyes and walk around with it. So at the end of the day, the packaging can be so pretty, but if it's very dull in the inside, I'm not buying it. So sayonara, sisters. Okay, I'm getting really weird now. That is it for today. Like I said, comment down below some things that you thought were just truly the worst this year when it comes to makeup, and let's just talk about something petty, okay? You know, there are way worse things going on in the world, but this video, I just wanted to chill, just wanted to laugh about some ridiculous launches and have some fun, and I hope that that was fun for you and you enjoyed it. But subscribe before you leave, follow me on my social media such as TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all those fun things, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!